Welcome along to this finger picking goals for beginners lesson. Hey, my name's Dave Donoghue. I'm from guitarco.com. Well, I'm really from Ireland, but my website is guitarco.com. If you are a beginner guitarist and you are struggling on the internet, I have some tips and tricks that are going to help you with your finger picking today. So stay tuned till the end. So you may be a beginner, or you might be already playing a while, but you want to learn how to finger pick well. If you're like the majority of players out there learning on the internet, I'm going to take a wild guess in the dark and say that you Googled easy finger picking songs for guitar or beginner finger picking songs. Whatever the search term was, here's the reality. Take a look through this list. You look through, you're like, I recognize that song. And then you have a go at it. Does this sound familiar? You give it a go and all of a sudden you hit the wall. The classic beginner guitar finger picking wall. Well, it's bigger than this. But you give it a go and all of a sudden you don't know what's going wrong, but you can't play the song. And this is the position that many beginners out there or intermediate players, you find yourself in, that you try the song, it doesn't work, so you try the next song. That mightn't work. And there's no place to ask questions about how to sort out the song. How come you can't learn the song? So in today's lesson, I'm going to bring you through the 3 steps to getting on the way to playing those songs you most commonly find on the internet. Step number 1, form good technique. Technique is how you do your finger picking. The songs are really just a what. They're what you're learning, but how you play them is the technique. And quite simply, here's the deal. In a lot of lessons, you're taught what the chord is and what fingers to use, but the real nitty-gritty fundamentals, you don't get those. And without that, that's why players struggle. That's why you can't get it fast enough. That's why your fingers can't seem to build up the strength. For the purpose of this lesson, we're not getting into how to form the technique. I do have lessons done on that, which you can check out after this lesson. They'll pop up right above here. Be sure to check them out. Players out there have tried that 10-minute lesson and it has hugely helped them improve their finger picking. So that's number 1. It's technique. You form the proper technique as you play. You see, it's easy to go fast when you form the proper technique. I just have to hammer that point home because it is so important, and without the proper technique, the next step won't really work. And the next step isn't a song. Step number 2 is learn classic finger picking patterns. Here's the reality. This finger picking pattern that I'm about to play may sound familiar. Surely this will hit off a copyright filter. It's also used in It is also used in Here's the thing, is that finger picking pattern not worth learning on its own so that you can unlock all those songs? Well, here's the reality. It really is, because when you take time to learn that finger picking pattern, you're all of a sudden setting your technique in place. You're doing it on the correct fingers with the correct timing on the correct chords. And then you go ahead and you try some of those songs and they just feel easier. You've the work done. So that's number 2, patterns. Step 1 was technique. You learn how to form it. Then step 2, you take that proper technique into finger picking patterns. Oh, and by the way, I do have a download listed below this video on 5 must-know finger picking patterns for every guitarist. So be sure to check it out. It's an interactive tab player that will allow you to see how the notes go and practice along with it. It's pretty cool. My own private students here in Ireland use it a load. And finally, we are on to number 3. Number 3, it's songs. That's the obvious one, okay? Songs. Most people start with this one, but as we've already established, we start with the technique, then we get our patterns, and then we bring it into songs. But not all finger picking songs are created equal. Here's the deal. If we take a search, right? A quick Google search will throw up these easy finger picking songs. But looking through it, I'm just going to play 2 or 3 of these, okay? So we've Everybody Hurts. That's listed as one. And look at my right hand for all these, because that's the one you're going to make the judgment on. See how easy it is. Okay, we've Nothing Else Matters. We've established these. How's the rising sun? That's fine. Now watch this. Fast car is listed there. It's a very common one beginners go for. Check this out. Look at both hands this time. For a beginner, that takes quite a lot of work. How's the Rising Sun is a brilliant one to begin with, ahead of that really. And good riddance, time of your life. Just in the Wind. Now that you know what you know about starting with good technique, getting a proper pattern, I hope you can see how a beginner who looks up something like that all of a sudden will go, how come I can't play Dust in the Wind? Or how come I can't do Fast Car? They sound pretty normal songs. It all begins with step 1 and step 2. This is the approach I've taught in my own private lessons for nearly the last 20 years. And it's the one that I still see work today, no matter what fingerpicking songs have come along, no matter what new software tools are out there, no matter what age the guitarist is, what type of guitar they have. It starts with the technique and the patterns, and then the songs come after. So, thanks for watching to this length. If you're still watching this far, thanks for sticking with it. Be sure to grab the fingerpicking interactive exercises and also check out that video that popped up earlier in this lesson. Thanks so much for watching. And by the way, another video might pop up right about now if you want to check that one out as well. See you in the next lesson.